The movie begins, and we come to know that the Earth is facing its greatest crisis to date. Every year, temperatures reach record highs, resulting in the death of hundreds of thousands of fish due to bacteria born from melting glaciers. Experts estimate that this crisis will persist for several decades or may never end. There is a severe shortage of food in many countries, leading to widespread rebellion. Many believe that this is the beginning of the end for humanity. 10 years later, while the rest of the world struggles with food shortages due to climate change, the people of Thailand have still managed to maintain some food security. To ensure that resources are distributed equally, the government enlists the help of trustworthy individuals to safely deliver rations to distribution centers. On one such journey, Singa, referred to as the lion, and his companions are ambushed by a group of robbers. Singa's friend, a former Muay Thai fighter, leaps from the truck to confront them. Even though he is alone and unarmed, he easily defeats his enemies without sustaining any injuries. Drawing on his experience in underground fighting, Singa evades the enemy's lethal weapons and protects the rations kept in the truck with the help of his companion. Upon reaching their destination, Singa and his friend hand the food over to a trader. However, because one box was found open, they do not receive their full payment. After completing this task, the fighter buys a new bike so that he can travel with his wife, as she is considering returning to the city of Cheongdao. While the common people live in poverty, an elite class celebrates with lavish feasts. Mr. Vasu is known as the man who has saved the Thai people from the longest food crisis in history. He is now planning to start a new food business to turn Thailand into a global food hub. For this new project, Vasu hosts a grand feast to collect funds. During the banquet, one of Vasu's associates, Johnny, suddenly collapses and is immediately rushed to the hospital. When Singa returns home, he shows his wife Rin his new bike. She scolds him, worried that he is still performing the dangerous work of searching for food. She cleans a wound on his face and then prepares for her shift. Upon reaching the hospital, Rin quickly realizes it will be a busier day than usual. While caring for patients, she spends time with a small child who dreams of becoming a doctor one day. He is the son of Rin's best friend, so Rin takes special care of him. However, that same evening, Rin has to leave him for a few hours to attend a scheduled surgery. Just as she is about to begin the surgery, the director of the hospital stops her. He explains that someone else has been sent to operate on the patient. Since Rin is the best doctor in the hospital, the director sends her to meet Mr. Vasu so she can discuss his sick wife's condition. Meanwhile, the patient Rin was originally supposed to operate on, Johnny, begins having frequent seizures, and the medical team is unable to handle him. Finally, Johnny's condition takes a terrifying turn as his eyes turn pitch black. He suddenly stands up and attacks the nurse who was examining his blood to find out why his condition had deteriorated. After killing the nurse, Johnny runs through the hospital like a zombie and starts attacking everyone in sight. Panic ensues as everyone tries to flee. On the other hand, Singa is at home when he hears an emergency announcement from the authorities. He learns that there is an emergency at the hospital where Rin works. As soon as he hears this, he decides to go there immediately. After reaching the hospital, he sees dozens of frantic people standing outside whose relatives are trapped inside. The situation worsens when police officers are also attacked by the zombies. Frightened, the officers start shooting to save themselves. In the midst of this chaos, Singa somehow manages to enter the hospital and starts looking for his wife while the guards attempt to stop the zombies. At the same time, Rin is hiding in a room where a patient has been bitten. She steps outside to try and understand the situation, but she has no idea that this is an outbreak of an infectious virus that spreads through biting. After moving cautiously, she returns to find that the same elderly patient who had asked her for help a few minutes ago has suddenly turned and is attacking her. In fear, Rin runs away, hearing screams from the upper floors. Suddenly, she hears her husband's voice. He is sending her a message from the communication room. Rin presses the button to answer, but the electricity suddenly goes out, and she fails to convey her location. Singa realizes that all electronic devices are now offline. Abandoning his original plan, he goes out to find Rin himself. As soon as he opens the door, a zombie lunges at him. Singa tries to fight the creature, but soon understands that he will not be able to defeat it with mere punches. He grabs a telephone wire, wraps it around the zombie's body and knocks it down. Attempting to cross the corridor, Singa faces dozens of zombies. However, he manages to reach the stairs, pushing them back with his powerful martial arts skills. Meanwhile, he hears the scream of a young boy. Singa decides to turn back immediately because he knows a child could never survive alone in this hospital. He sees a zombie crawling toward the boy. The child tries to hide by crawling under hospital beds, but the creature continues to move toward him. Just as the zombie is about to catch the child, Singa arrives and pulls the boy away. Recognizing the threat, Singa realizes the real way to kill these demons is to aim for their heads. He focuses on breaking the creature's skull with full force and finally kills the zombie. Afterwards, Singa asks the child if he knows Dr. Rin. The boy tells him that she is his mother's best friend. Hearing this, Singa asks him to show him the way through the hospital. The boy takes him directly to the department where his mother works. Outside the hospital, Thai army officers make a grim decision. Anyone who attempts to leave the hospital will be killed so the infection cannot spread further. After assessing the situation closely, the commanding officer orders the entire hospital to be blown up to save the population of Bangkok from this epidemic. A team of soldiers reaches the building to plant bombs. Meanwhile, Rin reaches the pathology department and sees the control room equipped with CCTV cameras, but the door is locked. She tries to retrieve the key from the body of the security chief. In the process, she is attacked, but with great difficulty, she releases herself and opens the door. As soon as she enters, she drags a closet in front of the door to block the way. When she views the camera footage, she realizes there is no safe place left in the hospital. When the boy reaches his mother's office with Singa, he sees on the notice board that Rin's operation was scheduled for the 5th floor. Both leave to head there, but a large group of zombies begins to follow them. While running, they duck into a room where a young man is sitting with his sick father. Now, without any hope of survival, the young man prepares to use a substance to kill himself and his father to avoid becoming zombies. As the zombies prepare to enter the room, Singa chooses another path and starts climbing toward the hospital ceiling with the boy. The child trembles with fear as he watches the old father and his son being eaten mercilessly by zombies below. During the climb, a zombie suddenly lunges out of a window and grabs the boy's foot. The boy shouts for help. Seeing this, Singa immediately throws a pointed object into the zombie's head, killing it instantly. He then helps the boy climb up. As soon as the two reach the top, they hug each other tightly, comforted by their survival. When the two reach the 2nd floor, the boy finally sees his mother and runs to hug her. However, Singa notices that the nurse, the boy's mother, has been bitten and could turn at any moment. With a broken heart, the mother tells Singa that Dr. Rin is on the 10th floor and asks him to take her son there safely, as she can no longer go with them. Hearing this, the boy starts crying. He does not want to leave his mother, but she knows her son can only be saved if Singa takes him. She finally asks Singa to take responsibility for the child. However, as Singa tries to lead him away, the child breaks free and runs back into his mother's arms. He then realizes his mother is no longer human. She has become a zombie. Seeing this, the boy starts screaming hysterically, and his voice draws the attention of nearby zombies. Singa scoops the boy into his arms and quickly runs toward the stairs to reach the 10th floor. On the other hand, Dr. Rin sees through the CCTV cameras that Mr. Vasu is still alive. She quickly runs to the place where he is hiding and enters, breathing a sigh of relief that Vasu has not been infected. Vasu tries to calm her, saying that a rescue team will arrive very soon. Meanwhile, the soldiers have planted bombs all over the hospital and are ordered to extract Vasu at any cost, even if they have to put their lives at risk. When the boy sees a military helicopter approaching the building, hope fills his eyes. He happily assumes the government has come to save them. But the grim truth is that the helicopter has come to save only one special person. The soldiers have only 30 minutes to complete the mission before the entire hospital is destroyed. When Vasu discovers that his sick wife's blood supply is running low, he makes a deal with Dr. Rin. He tells her that if she retrieves the blood for his wife, he will ensure she is evacuated safely when the rescue team arrives. Rin decides to risk her life to get the blood. She walks very carefully to avoid the zombies, but her husband eventually spots her. As she opens a door, a loud noise attracts the nearby zombies. Soon, many of them are running toward her. To save Rin, Singa starts screaming loudly to draw the zombies' attention toward himself. He attacks them, while Rin tries to close the door to keep them out. At the same time, the soldiers reach the 10th floor and find the room where Vasu is hidden. After finding him, the soldiers immediately take Vasu and his wife with them, leaving Rin behind. That's when Singa sees a zombie about to attack Rin. He quickly breaks a window in the door and tells the boy to help the doctor while he stops the zombies from the outside. The boy gathers his courage, reaches the doctor, and discharges a fire extinguisher at the zombies. The zombies are distracted by the smoke and noise, allowing Rin to hide. She tries to leave the room but accidentally makes a noise, causing the zombies to run toward her. Just then, Singa arrives and lunges at the creature, attacking its head repeatedly until it is finished. Finally, Rin and Singa are reunited. On the other hand, zombies attack the soldiers who came to save Vasu, and the doctor sent to care for his wife also becomes infected. Seeing his wife's condition, Vasu tells the soldiers to bring Rin back, as only she can treat his wife. However, as soon as the soldiers see Singa, they mistake him for a zombie and shoot him. Singa falls to the ground. Seeing this, Rin runs to him and tries to stop the bleeding, but the soldiers forcefully pull her away. With great difficulty, Singa uses his martial arts to fight back. First, he helps the soldiers fight off the zombies, but later he is forced to fight the soldiers themselves, as their only priority is saving Vasu and his wife. Everything else is secondary to them. Despite being injured in the shoulder, Singa fights the soldiers. The combat is so intense that Singa is nearly knocked unconscious by a heavy blow. Suddenly, a zombie attacks the lead officer. To save his own life, the soldier is forced to leave Singa, giving Singa a chance to recover. The two face off again, but while attacking each other, both fall unconscious. After a while, Singa comes to his senses and sees a zombie eating the soldier. He lacks the strength to get up. Fortunately, the rescue team arrives. Rin runs to him and treats his wound just in time to prevent further blood loss. Despite the severe pain, Singa does not lose hope. As soon as he fully recovers his senses, he begins planning how to get Rin and the boy out of this death trap. He looks at his wife and says that as soon as they get out of here, they will go back to Changdao. Hearing this, Rin is happy that she can finally live in her hometown again. However, there are now only 15 minutes left before the explosion. The boy opens the door to see what is happening outside and spots the soldier who was fighting Singa. The man has now completely turned into a zombie. To clear the way, Singa lures the zombie toward a warehouse, throws burning oil on its back, and sets it on fire. Rin watches with her own eyes as the terrible creature burns to ashes. However, the hospital's fire prevention system then activates. As the water hits the zombies, they undergo a secondary mutation, becoming even more terrifying. Their screams shake the entire building. While looking for an exit, Rin sees Vasu and his wife, Anne. But as she gets closer, Rin notices that veins are bulging all over Anne's body, making it clear she is infected. Rin is terrified. Vasu, however, is happy to see his wife awake and refuses to leave her. As he goes to her to see if she is okay, Anne suddenly bites him. Seeing this, Singa decides that they must flee immediately. Moments later, other zombies arrive and attack Vasu. The zombies, having finished with Vasu, move toward their last remaining prey. Only 3 people remain in the hospital: Singa, Rin, and the boy. As Singa realizes the zombies are closing in on them, he decides to stay behind to hold them off so that Rin and the boy can reach the roof. As soon as Rin and the boy reach the roof, an armed soldier stops them to check if they have been bitten. After confirming they are safe, he asks for the location of the other rescue team, as he had lost contact with them. When Rin tells him the entire team has been killed, the soldier immediately boards the helicopter and prepares for takeoff. Rin begs him to wait just 5 minutes for her husband. Rin and the boy sit in the helicopter. Meanwhile, Singa is trapped among cars and completely surrounded by zombies. He struggles to find a way out. Finally, he picks up an iron blade and, fighting with all his strength, kills the zombies around him. He survives, but a larger group of zombies appears, forcing him to run toward the roof. Exhausted, he tries to hold the door shut so the zombies cannot reach the helicopter. There are now only 3 minutes left until the explosion, and the soldier orders the pilot to take off. Rin looks at her husband just a few meters away and breaks down, begging the soldier to wait. Singa looks back at her and smiles. There are tears in his eyes because he believes this is the last time he will see his wife, but he is at peace knowing she is safe. As the helicopter ascends, Singa prepares for his end, deciding to take as many zombies with him as possible. Rin watches from the helicopter as her husband fights the crowd of zombies. Suddenly, the hospital is destroyed in a massive explosion. Rin cries, believing there is no way Singa could have survived. She mourns the loss of her loved one that night. A few weeks later, Rin is still in pain, but she finally returns to Changdao. What she does not know is that Singa is actually alive. Just before the explosion, he managed to hide in a reinforced iron chamber. Now he is set out on a new mission to find his wife Rin. With this, the movie ends here. See you soon in the next recap. Thanks for watching.